Right, Ebusiama, I was na mo akwa from Ashanti Media. So other woman be like video and one share their movie for. Na onu so nya bi ahwe no hu nsem a ekoso o eman Ghana mu. Na enne honorable Ochiribefi wedi nkomo bebre e de afa renaming of Kutuka International Airport to Accra International Airport no. Na the kind of expenses are echo into this renaming. You ask yourself, say, at this juncture of this country's struggles in cocoa sector and other sectors now, would you consider this as a necessity to this country? And wedding aside that reduction of cocoa prices and how His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is handling the cocoa sector as a here a sector not a collapse. Any edwedifo omunsu tu kwan eko Burkina kohwiri omunkwa mampanyi kra ne endorsement o endorso Coup leader theory che mampanyi ene ona hwe Burkina so nsunsanso ebetimi e dia brega na man ene de keka ho nyina no wadi hu nkomo bebra na pese e beji bre na yakwakutie sa ansem no enso ya cheche ya dwen e de afa nsem a akoso no.
In the history of Ghana, your politics no in the sub-region, Hameka, Equa sub-region, Jenshe den share Simbisi Sada, Asima Titinipa, I many pakra Hucheno, Nihu in Bisida. Mostly, no terrorists, no omo attack here, omo Ghana, omo count. But y3n say Ghana, we have to be very careful because the way expose you to the wrath of these terrorists, then we have to now be careful. Because Mika said, President Mahama, who said, or a member of ECOWAS, Ghana, na unison town, my president there. He's the member, Ghana is a member of ECOWAS, and I no representing or president some meeting. And he said, Bibia ECOWAS, Bibia, and I also know President Mahama or Preso. ECOWAS for a transit say sa coupist no mommy coup sa countries me sa our Sahel area or region hall did kan e Burkina Faso de to so me no Niger na de to so Mali sankofo no mo ye coup nti ECOWAS mremo no e dai o se suspendium but say ECOWAS suspendi ubia the only back no ye say o try hard to restore your membership. Okay. And also Oma ECOWAS for can say okay, we have to bring you back to become member because any yasun ECOWAS the sanctions be brebe. But ECOWAS take a decision. ECOWAS take a decision say you suspend Burkina Faso, you suspend Niger, suspend Mali. So say omo democratic rule team, omo a coup instead of President Mahama. So be for the ECOWAS for iron so no one for so name we be sonko
ECOWAS for say Burkina Mali any other country a ye coup ntino ye suspend you omo mampanyi John Dramani Mahama nya ntum say
because who say me catch earlier on say ye suspend you obia you know so be back near
restore ne ye ne suban
na ne ye be na obesa no ne ye obesa no and say obeye niema in Kofone Pe, a bit say, all the country back to democratic governance.
Yeah.
So then they will be happy. Then they will come bring you back. And now with sanctions, no better so. But with the money, Sanko from Yansawi, Sa 3 coupists, no. Omo ye do being the bidder. They rebelled against ECOWAS. It was a rebellion. They rebelled. What did they do? They formed a new group. Sahelian Alliance. Omo they air compete ECOWAS.
Okay.
Almost the ECOWAS baby, also maybe on one bank, on that is dangerous. And instead of President Mahama, a senior member of ECOWAS, no, or Becasetiano, note say, and Yasama President Mahama, now on ECOWAS chairman. And Kanyasama,
Okasa Yasamwa and Kampain John Mahama and the ECOWAS chairman, Apache saying,
who's the ECOWAS the first day secretariat, and it's a council.
Okay.
A secretariat, no, they are now Oya Penny, ECOWAS secretariat, don't have no. Never Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers, no, a Ghanani, or Tana chair, pa, in was a time now, Osaka Indusa, but or Tana chair. In Tiama, enya baby who affect Ghana yenkwa ni ntino sesia na edu Ghana so no say ne chair no ya batra no Ghana nti alphabetical order ne dey appointing a chairperson of ECOWAS nti ka du Ghana so ba dey akọ Guinea
adenti edu Ghana ya mfama
na me kasa ba cheche mu say because of president Yura Mohammed Ibn Chambat na 70 secretariat to council or chair wa no they wanted to I said there is a disadvantaged countries be in the Evan Shima. President Mahama should have come out to condemn the establishment of this alliance. What he did, Ama ECOWAS now boto and say he has even appointed a special envoy. Special envoy in Ubia said the commander of the commandos, President Mahama, President Rollins time, no commandos. I am from 64 battalion.
Yeah.
I know they know your commander and oye Ghana no be soon pass so no be soon say oye commando penny pano can I govulati or no and President Mahama appointed a special envoy to the place as you say President Mahama say the amuye no me President Mahama me foaso mun so ntia ECOWAS me foaso me do obi kro mo say onye advisor
basa mampanyi Mahama nka bi
okay ba me kama no. That's that's action. No, the implication of your action is say you support that stupidity because they are causing yet. Also, see what is more the Tosubu say. She said the Ibrahim Tuari Oba Ghana inauguration of President Mahama displaying opulence. Well, the number of go for don't buy cars. Or no wanda hotel. President don't buy that hotel or don't go that hotel or the film. On SNN extremists no Islamic extremists no or fighting governments no. So obi obey say all time Burkina Faso no bepo asem. And on kawasem and obi o new to on kawasem. But say obi say support Burkina Faso a oboa on record. That's how come for the first time Ghana plate no. Come from but Ghana play to chum na esiwo eyi mema ko janchen eyi ma ko janchen emma na mbom na tokuom na nkofo mo botu no me nkola o di between 13 and 15 years no botu
all about Chebafi. So by extension or the opposite can say the Mampayi John Dramani Mahama eye ni ntia we see wo Burkina kwan.
That is what has happened. Opa ko check national security obi no beti information or a classified information guess I could check here say President Mahama nemre and President Kufado when the boa Burkina Faso pa kabe President Kufado book of Burkina Faso pa ba o man ko hu because he wanted to protect his citizens. That is proper leadership. I guess leadership will show off so now support to be we now put two people at risk, and that's what's happening to us. For the first time, you boom to yeah, many pana washwano. Sister no or that hospital here, no say you in the trauma ward, a main ward, or that one. Or see what Janadi or Kel Mokofa or Conwa, no Kofono, Amadrium say, or Kofa about attack him. No born to on board in the name you to no Ducano. Over the Jansu and Petra to Garmila. It is just so that Tadibon, that for the Chinashi. No doubt. And who caused it? President Mahama. Who top blackwa? And a Muntaka Mubarak, or me and Sanam Dias in a bomb. And then mature President Mahama, mature letter to him today. Say, Nipana Wunu, Yaya. I will hear names now when I was Yaya no Mochono. Or the Constance Nyako. Well, the airpen said, we want the body exhumed and brought to Ghana for Papa Barre and Kofudia. And I will not understand. Kofudia people will rise up against this government. I'm telling you. That is supposed to be the case. He is a royal and he need to be buried in style, in grandness. The body no, they buried them, I mean, through mass barrier. But the person must be buried in grand style. He is a royal. She's a royal. And if you are going to boom, he's here. What do you mean? Because you know before. We are calling on the.
Then tell me, honorable Fachabe, Metisa, what is in the Ukraine? Yentimi identifies.
But DNA can prove it. and by you could only answer the way no. See your home when you share. Nami will feel on to me this year. Men can be a yaw, in a hosam, but almost share, but it will say coffee near. I make a funny body Nicosiano. It will say mess up on ye. That name to me. We can easily see it. The bodies must be exhumed into body no. Never number. And then my chop at the Mahama. Masaswa chop no to black. A foreign affairs minister wouldn't advise you throw. You don't advise your people to be careful of security situation in neighboring countries until you put two people at risk. You just and also will say, I want to tell you, okay, there was the essence of you being the foreign affairs minister. Foreign affairs minister Uni Mojuma. No advisory was issued. And you know, Bessinano. He has a castle in the answer and no statement. Now, as I say, that is not what we want. What we want is that President Mahama, being a very important member of ECOWAS, you know, all usually good officers, only Tuari, our in a downfall, only Nina and a downfall, only Shibum, a Nakanda, or no, on Kanchano, you go too soon into
Burkina Faso, man,
na yen ku yefun ni mesi no ga kufodia asema eda ho no very simple ko ko he sister so da ho na o hwe na asem na for 5 days don't be aduane ba ko enkodem onto man infusion ko a won ni sa trauma no won ni sa what she went through na o hwe se e bolnum to kom. That is not good for Ghana. We have to be careful, very go for say adding at the dada omukono omo sister now or down or started going to jam the town within 19 years. It's already 54 years. The Janasem. Yeah, attack you say that, adding ya. Because President Biomobano almost expose your country, no, and citizens, no, almost expose them to the terrorist attack.
Now, about way, then why are we exposed?
Hey, about which is on no penal onim tuari. On no tuari, no, on the corner cranda.
Eh, Burkina man,
Ibrahim tuari, on the corner cranda. Abai Pesoka say, the tuari baby, and obey advice for the ones and why. And the tuari, no, episode on the a coup terrorist now or no in the movie. So
how?
That's what so we are now conjecturing, guessing. We are trying to hazard a guess, trying to find out why they did what they did. And I'm saying, sir, why would this movie be so wicked and so treacherous towards our fellow human beings? When over the period they be trouble attack you, now we don't attack you. It means person will take revenge or they want to get international attention. Say President Mahama, sit up, do fiasem. Ja Burkina Faso assembly do fiasem. The omo catch down. 107.3. Me about more fight Thursday no me fee hospital one no be 1 hour penny so buy. I go back make assembly ache no.
So oduna course.
So no. Because the appointment of the Velati and because the mean is that you have endorsed Sebika Fracture, the stupidity of this. What are you talking about? Coup. Me say we are singing no. Why? Because a coup maker. There is no coup leader. I can't say that. What be that? What is existing coup leader? Or a coupist or the coup power or to why yabon this within the country no nyadi da. Even see that. Because coup leader no. We can't say be coup. In the piano, you have to lick their places and do things to please them. Would be born in father home. And the just anka Burkina Faso atete eda ho kura Sebika Fracture ko Burkina Faso a ye nanko fo twantro omo fam international propagandists any bloggers printing the pictures of Burkina Faso asesa ye the we alcohol then I go. It is like Burkina Faso yinim na. I've been going there, I know the place. I heard them say that because I heard them me say Sahelian region hold me I know Burkina Faso, I know Niger, I know Mali. Because
why a deputy trade minister?
But committees was hope I could say what here.
But Abraham people are buying Tiakunya so Sheben and Amwoma sa traders, tomato traders.
And I make us say yen. Even if ya nye baby crack to tell my mom I'm baby factories, I'm your farms. I'm going for Yahoo Jankwa. Yen could be our time. So it means that we're doing something right. That's the point I'm making. We were not giving them escort. But they were going and no koromba, Adentia. because yen show off. See, let me say, national security issues are classified issues, and we say Ghana government under President Kufuor unprecedented. The support we give to Burkina Faso, we didn't see that Ghana, but we didn't show off. We didn't let people know. We're rather showing to the world that we're fighting with them. President Kufuor call America almost what cast a body for, but we were giving them support. Military planes are there be 2 fear call Burkina Faso those times. Support and mom asked the former defense minister. We gave them a lot of support. We helped them, but we were not talking about it because see can't then go for it because momo support them. Note that terrorists they pay what makes them happy, and they say when they get international attention,
okay,
that's what makes them happy.
Yeah, dear, mine na be.
And don't say Akaida. Obi asheda koto Akaida no mutisa obunsam. Obi asheda koto bombo abo obi kra na omuni mo hwe no on atwa ba se omo no mo ye omuni mo hwe. Ma tro so mo I thought was a beer channel.
Omo pay attention.
What they do when they do that then international committee na frame leaders no. What we say no. The ECOWAS is going to call the leadership of that terrorist group to meet them. Then na mo yesa. No, just stay there cool. Big kra. Anana no mo niaje. We are. So that is the kind of life. And because we are giving them the chance to do what they are, that's why they are doing what they are doing. The only surviving guy man no ofi na yes because ofi them ofi achimo pega. Okay. The if paga on the yiri nua na koye yekuno ene ne nua no ba no o de nyango say the time on so yenti no nyane no na ye number 27 is ya no ye bonitimu 2 by 3 ye bonachi ene mfi I call the M2 by 4 e did not come on wood down be am koye mass barrier no hu so so no so we.
But once I make sure Dean, because I wait here for Mampai, Mahama Hobay, say, will be Koja, na a come Kafo, and I chatted down for Atia Kusu Musunia Kumomoa. If I'm Mampai, no, if I'm Papa. Do you know why I found if I don't know, because I know Mampeni. I know Mampeni, na make a choice say he is a member of ECOWAS or ECOWAS Executive Council member. Okay. It is ECOWAS that taking decision. Now what endorse decision a year against ECOWAS protocol, as I can say. ECOWAS, one of their trade protocols I use. ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, ye protocols, no. The age there, no. You have to say YTLS. ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme. And no say, Ubet Yakudija, ECOWAS country, neighboring countries.
Duty free, quota free. Obian how? You be put, there's no call for alarm. But then, if this protocol cannot be achieved, like I said, one President Mahama,
right, but going forward, as former deputy trade minister, Madam Sir, Ojadini, I walk up Pesca Bafidi, we are a danga will be called. I'm not looking at Unim de Nehuno. Assembly Friday, Bagana yet and Saturday. And the Sunday, Namiko him out for Nakochiam. No more cook Mansiako Fakako. I didn't see I ain't come was let me say oh Nazo that is how desperate people who are looking for money, and most of them are men, women. How desperate they are to make money to at least take care of their family. And I make us say government must be intentional going forward. Right. So as former deputy trade minister, she said, "Be why is abandoned to apno so what go a crime to protect sad traders here." Protection is very important. If ye as ministers and MPs ye took maybe say a government my protection, government through government, you know, well through a government because my protection, then those people should also be given escort. They should be given escort. So they should not be just left to go themselves. And they are back to home. But government must give them escort through the Burkina government. Government should speak to them. And two, government must be intentional in attracting investment in large-scale vegetable farming.
Very important.
In Ghana?
Yes. We have arable lands. In Ghana. No, it's Ghana. You do tomatoes all year round. You do no half year. But Burkina Faso, a Sahel region, Epka, I want more power.
Desert.
So I want more tomatoes all year round. Then I was saying down.
And then I get the Amaya and say,
that is what I'm saying, sir. The kind of farming here, no, we can encourage as many young people, as many local investors, local farmers to go into tomato and vegetable farming. However, we can also attract investment, huge investment in large scale farming. My example be Mika say Dangote, you never gonna amana be sugar. President Akufo-Addo intentionally went to him. It was intentional arrangement. Dangote, you say wo sugar factory be Africa. Ghana, sugar factory ba ko pa yes see na fe no community sugar factory no. Eno no adani boachi bidin. Then abeti ya boy. Iro Dangote, the president the ministers here oni ye koye. Dangote ho. Eko jena nim say Dangote pa cho me boa me. Na Dangote say you what Mr. President, but ono one person oba so aban di mansa. The person ono establishing the answer. Enti Dangote when last 2 years no they bought 25,000 hectares of land. They were to start a sugar factory. We are waiting for the ministry to bring the policy and the build sugar policy, no, the bill into parliament. So they are then they can come and start. They call me every day, every time. Said that they make policy because they want to see the policy before they come. And government has not done that. The point I'm making is that government must be intentional and say that we identify people, other local investors, or local farmers, come boom into cooperatives. Wow, maybe the government should give them support in the form of money and technical support. Yeah, more lands. Government can acquire land banks into bank. Now, you can say, okay, yeah, more be. Then government will support them intentionally. And now, make actually say COVID time, you know, now buying through coronavirus revitalization program, IFN cares, no. Now by person encouraging rice farming in Ghana. Into abayan kasa to the Ministry of Finance, eko tons ase, kojita zi wa votime any hodo. Bibri, iti wa person uye uko into rice farming, no. Abayan say okay, the support want to ko ejuma. Intentionally, that's what you have to do.
Right, quickly, but me sure more or mu free Kufujan and Potam mu prepare no omotibm to sense so
far nyamiadom and necramic ho and ranso yewra da se bena nakoku buatin otoso bi ensa nidwa bi mahene and brown ne impeding for ne asumka hene apesemeka hene and ne ahene ahene ba ni anapeja hene friends mi refi ni din a chempem hene
okay
a chempem hene ne apesibeka hene omo ne kanana kwagu boate ho e bae enom kame ho e me ekokọ hwe obo
okay
and right ko ene kroma ko me ko every day bi akọ hwe om
that's fine
nyame adom sister no ho ye dikofodi afonya sister ya de wawu ze ya jatu sa wawu ye no ntunya ho hwe ye be ya ne se ye press aban be hu bibi amaye
but amu o masi awie na mo se
ye betufuru no. I said, people think I'm joking, but you know me. Me mean such as I mean started. I'll go all out from next week. We action because we have see. I was say, I cannot just say yes, you know, can you ejata yes, you know, can you eja? There be enkegasa. Sake. Maybe government must tell us something better. And if you be anywhere, coming come from you see no friends they coming come pencil.
When you a call from the family, Nabusia
and me as member of parliament. Nabusia, if you know, if you Nabusia, Kofodu ama hene efuameso. Any chromo for you afuameso. Because me am a young representative in government. So now that's what I'm saying. We are going to fight it and make sure that the body is exhumed and they have to bring the body to Kofodia for proper burial.
Right. To be to your cousin and you pen away from you know. The body there then they say
the perfume is young. Now we know all the shit to say ye. Won't be because well Kofobi na yemani wuye. se ka no an ewu ni wo di anka ne but aban panifo na e ma ni wuye riba president Mahama ai mo bi ewu o se mi nyama so nka
dia se na kan so no
na nye wan
president Mahama na ma sa ni pa
wo support Sahelian Alliance anka ko ni wuye
anya serious allegation
da me ti na ya ka serious allegation ne dia he the rule cry na ba the rule ye den ye the rule is ye den ye that ye ya win na ba serious allegation we dey say nkola allegation na me be serious one part. But the Mahama is the cause one maka. Secondly, maka say Mutaka Mubarak, Minister for National Security, is also the cause. Adentia, because Oko borders are all the landed borders are Ghana no. Borders are all land borders are Paga land border, Paga Gonokrum, Sampa, Kankwanta, Boko, Aflao, land borders ni na national security for obo customs, obo immigration, obo national security for no mo yere. Omo hwe se wo okọ no woni problem bia okay. Na wa hwe mo wura ho amankofo na ko wo so ye nkasa na ye na ho na nke fashion no one and game fashion this year na obisa na owu to black audition no foreign affairs minister audition no de ono ko me say ai foreign affairs minister no wo no say una wo oni Ghana edin kita ho amaye twa ho hye na oman bia from Ghana no na president ente wo no una ohwe extreme mampani ho oman bia so edira okọ adwuma ono boku jota black obi aye na adwuma o Ghana ha otia ono on Ghana bibiri se minister bia Ghana ebia once a month and once every 2 months ono boku jota black baby 3 months kwa no Canada o adwuma wa Mahama dan adwuma no enti wona wo say wo tro de in the diplomatic circles and your advisory o international relations and diplomacy diplomatic circle you be say advisory near who advise the people against anything what be because so enye because so ye and be AC or advice you refuse to write officially to the good people of Ghana na ebima ko wu a o se enfanche oni enfanche wan wo o tom okuye to black me ka asase pa ya tro ha 107.3 se wa na me ka tro 107.3 na ke enfanche wan ono
right me ba to feel one join here na me pa tro ha Afema Radio 103.3 Kofodua Mining City Radio 89.5 for Takwa Strong 101.5 Achimda Community 103.3 Achimda Sasa 88.5 for Kumase Sasa Park 107.3 Honorable Michael Chibefi MP for New Drabin South former Deputy Trade Minister Anana Yedeno 80 and Komono quickly Cocoa Board and Sensemi Menim say New Drabin so cocoa trade farmers ho ana homodo cocoa ni bi
homodo cocoa kakra nyi bebre pa se de obehu wo fenese no sehwi ene sara no krom ho obehu bebre ho but okọ kofodua okọsoro a omomo wo obotabi mountains no mo se kofodua cocoa bebre ho okunya me krom ade kofodua cocoa bebre ho cocoa for ho almost go to the same problem na ekoso ni bi no na ye de enimi ba kopẹ won emra Yesu Kristo oba wiase no na Yesu Kristo enam ekenya miasem no odubabia na onifani bi wo ho na Yesu Kristo hwe no o se Yesu humbo Yesu Kristo etinta so gu fom enwam na odi fra enwam odi kata odi fa onifani ne so na Yesu Kristo ka chere se ko insu na efe na asylum no ko okọ afabi uruwanim odo ruwanim a woni bebie na onifani ne koye odi hu na ni ma ni bie ya pere ko fo se hwe Yesu Kristo yusu Beelzebub o yusu obunzam hu odi yesar odi fani se me
jo da se ne
de fani Beelzebub hu odi pa na me mani afra me mani hu na wo hu ade na wo kasa ba hat wo no se wani bie nti no wo kasa be ka fa yen kwasasam se na Beelzebub na ba ka woni afra bia nka de wo kanka eti bi mani afra na woni bie na wo kasa ene ne obi aboa me na me ne bie wo se me nka so ni bakro yusu Beelzebub na me de fa me bai so yusu Beelzebub so to me o yusu de me fa me bai de minimum an se de mani afra
na woni
ena ono adawo me mani bie asa yen cocoa farmers me no cocoa me bo cocoa fo me do cashew me do kube coconut but me bought cocoa for say yen cocoa for and farmers ye da say maami awo na enia ekwan maami fa so wo ye dey asem say maami ni obi na wo ye me de me fa mo bay me nua na okọ no ye da say na ye nim say price of cocoa per bag cocoa anto bag bako na ne bo no 36 million 3,600 and our president sorry 31 million our president Kufuor peso and ne president Mahama ono say ono president Kufuor sisimo cocoa for osisi yen enti omomba omode ne board beko 65 million and outside 65 million
yeah 6,500
and ne omba ya omode cocoa no akofom ako 25 million 2,500 the enim say at least na 31 million na omode 500 ka ho enti no abe 6 million anka mo tiso kra anka mo tiso aye mo tiso hum mo 11 million fiso 11 million
almost 11 million
fiso 11 million mo yi fiso ahon na yiye ye behwe ira ato force ni kasa ato force eja podcast platform so o se kwa fo mo ena nano ena mo ko he mo aduma mo ye ena ato force me minister our bem fida no na ka ye ba mo ya gibe mu ye kokoa aban koto no otono 7,000 ena oba no be mu 3,500 musika na ewo mu no eye na na Kufuor ene ne ba omia ena mo wi musika no
the mabani on dwene kwafom ho
bob mti
the mabani on dwene kwafom ho the mabani on dwene kwafom ho the mabani on dwene kwafom ho
na happen all esi the mabani on dwene kwafom ho obaye enti no so enti oba enti mo president Kufuor oni ni aba okatozo oni ni aba omia eno mo fa musika wia enti by extension ekrafo mo ho eye musika no ana 3,600 ana aba 2,500 that is 3,000
almost be 2 mu ko
3,600 aba 2,500 no difference 11,000 no e president Mahama any atoforcing any new atoforcing omo US kano and omo de ko ya atoforcing campaign opposite by president achi
atoforcing we are saying
atoforcing no they make us say them ekafo boy with me them ekafo onyu ekafo wo ho e kan pese ka oto aso
aga pepe atoforcing tape
o say tio scanner akam no eye president Kufuor ene ni nua baomia ti o say Kufuor ene ni nua baomia na wa for musika ene me say there is no NDC government NDC person how your police executive and consul executive how baka just say atoforce am bro musika Christmas o diska gu anto bag
why
atoforce
what allegation be no
you can mean I make catch everywhere everybody knows me can NDC program be say me can no say omo now te here na me nim atoforce this ka consul bia organ ha eye go for myself for sika no 11,000 no we are and they call round atoforce we are sika
there be honorable
anya atoforce na say president Kufuor ni ndia ba omia omo we sika no by extension we are just transferring asem no aba be si asem so
but your team one thing you obeka say
no it be me na meka say we na me te here me can say ya kan na wo de akasem bia anya identity nka bi jam and they so man we are not afraid of them wonya de no
ye to force in America
tie to force tie no ene to force
ni on dwene kwafom ho da me pada me ka kira mo ide president Mahama se men kan kira mo de oyanyame na duma NDC baba bem na ye ba bem akoko no ye botum papa bi ma akoma atomu yem na Enye de yeru tumu keke. Fertilizer and yɛde bɛbɛ bio yɛbɛma mu free. Cocoa akwan yɛbɛtwa ne free. Spray yɛde bɛma mu free. Yɛde mo mba boko school so aka ho. Ade bi ɔsafa te bi ɔde yɛ bia yɛbɛyɛ ama cocoa kwafo. Osanda Ghana enye Ghana. Ghana bɛyɛ Ghana ofi cocoa. Na ansa ne yɛbɛba abɛn mi fitin de kɔp me de time wɔto aba. NDC MPs. Meda ya meda wano. Yɛpɛdɛ yɛhyɛ mo bɔdɛ yɛbɔ kɔdo na yɛako ama mo 15 million na abana ɔrefa no wɔte mo adza abrɛ mo yɛbɔ kɔ ama mo ibi na mo amo nde hye King Solomon erikopoku waba bɛka kyerɛ mo ha no iyi de ɔyɛ n'ahyɛse da wa ka kyiri bia yɛbɛyɛ na yɛda atoa da ama mo
right
babia there's a place I say when no
bibia say Cocoa is
Ekufu Ado ni about me. There's a audio. It's gone viral. My team several times. But me who be a war on my phone come the chair. And you know, by extension, you know, after forcing, President Mahama ni after forcing. Omo fa Ekufu sika 11 million no by asebo kind. Offer and after forcing go after forcing campaign. After forcing want to become the president of Ghana. And then wakoma all NDC constituent executives across the country will move Neska. Obi any about it. Christmas you okoyo mu show say opeso oma esedu katia das so to boa. Esedu katia do undimi gutu no down. E just about that horo no. Asema da hopa mi akache osa no.
Na obebi say cocoa board wo ho. Anti I was science institution so make sure say o mema akuafo etimi edi especially cocoa farmers and we if at for say Mahama ho ban cocoa board you will see ho rendia na djuma no
me say efa atofo sin next sector minister ono minister for finance ono ohwese say cocoa board or edjuma no ohwese so dia ban no ohwema ban nto efa no pa atofo sin efa no pa hwe President Mahama, ono Chief Mahama, like ono appointed Chief Labor of State, ono Ghana for the one man, and ono we go for some one no nyejuma. So that's how it is. And they no offer money. Maybe that omo the shop. Omo it's just kana cocoa farmers this kana difference no. They have to pay the money back to the cocoa farmer. And the MPP minority in parliament will fight for cocoa farmers. Cocoa kwafo ho maybe am bia no cocoa kwafo mun kai hu se yen minority in parliament no ye ginamochi so don berema ye tamochi so mampam we will fight for you, we will seek your interests, and we will make sure that this government, this wicked government of NDC o make you madwi no mo twa musika mo yes I am bring that and we will always be with you in this struggle.
Abani so oni capacity no ade number
abani no oni capacity obenya pa only capacity anko prepare akokoto private jet any aircraft among state no says can now the state or the jet no says can pay the governments scanner on my penny mama on na buy on person the koto aeroplanes no on person koto ships no says can on my penny mama the says can to go for farmers car on what home
but some paying deserve better.
But the point of making is that we can only acquire those aircraft when we have enough money to spend or when we are not in crisis. Note, say, in the 87 years, Cocoa Ghana, and this government under President Mahama 2026, no making history. The more you didn't see, we are saying that Ghana had become busy. Because Ghana has to be different from we are seeing now. Yes, I say. In the 87 year, Ghana, this is the first time a president to be a tesoro. One bar or say cocoa from a musica no matter from a that. It will make history. They did history books, and his name will be written in gold as the only wicked president who in his time cocoa farmers bre etiko eko pre hata cocoa etiko egubotom or say obemamu esuwu no mama ne yire ne mama trawiase de pito karon That Oko Friday Oko border. Oko for penny for 87-year-old man. Oba. President Mahama say, Papa, what did 87 years? Min can't say on President Mahama. Also what? Obeso Obe 31 or something else. Obeso 31 more with Yasako. Don't negate the man. Okay, Makamano. What's the meaning of that? If you are supposed to pay somebody, no one trace card. You are supposed to pay Coco Fama. They promised them that they were going to pay all of them. As at now, let alone beans and Gofona Pegu a goofy on baguette. So what is going to happen? What is going to happen is that going forward, no, a lot of them are going to smuggle the cocoa to neighboring Cote d'Ivoire,
which is against our law.
A loss, but what can they do? Cote d'Ivoire for the moments can be remembered. So indirectly, President Mahama, after making history of being the only president that wanted cocoa from his cocoa prices, so or something the only president that will be collapsing cocoa industry in Ghana, no, or Guru and Watono. Some of them can't say, Guno, or Guru and Watono, no more cocoa, move and Fanaho. President Mahama said that. He didn't say it with Bamino or you in Karmakamo. I say. I said, Okokot, that's a Unia Dancy, I won't trust who be Venya Dancy. Because the echoes of Edesida in Gophonigiska 3,600 per bag. Promotion say, Oba, oh, there 3,100. Also, Oba cost 6,500. Oba, 500 per account, 6,000, 3,600. Now you are saying, say, 3,600 ground drive you. Say no, over to 2,500. What's the cocoa for? Mobra, Motri cocoa, Namu Jam, Namo Mute, Muya, Maposa, Muya Mako Hata, Muya Mape bag, Magic, Muya Cocoa Catch Bako Tomano. Sandy Mawina, but the mama say, Evan Wu Tom, Mbu. President Mahama say, "Ye on to any day." Munchese muku. Enti muku ko for no. Say osi opese okun fi wiase ko na motomo. Okun no tell wiase. That's what he's doing. If osi onyesa, then he should pay the cocoa farmer what is due him. That's what we are saying. Because if you want them to survive, stay in the system, no more toma, pay them. That's all.
Right, quickly, a back to International Airport. Yeah, Accra International Airport. A priority Magana.
It is absolutely not necessary. I mean, what's the meaning of that? And go for your musical Kumayadi. One I can say Kumayadi. Ubia can say Kumayadi Ogana. Nobody has said that. But there something that we have to know that Kwame Nkrumah cannot be like say without flaws. Only Nanso.
Obiawa Nanso.
Kwame Nkrumah Nemo Ye no e Ghana ha no. Ebi esi oyasida. Somebody or no any tua o ship sika. Bosomi wu a na JB Dankwa ono tua Kwame Nkrumah ka bosomi o chene to prison through a policy of the Preventive Detention Act PDA 1958 Kwame Nkrumah pass PDA no or say obi a obeka Nkrumah asem bone say obakura a okọ young pania say obefufu na umame say hey you vuo na udi vuo bi o osma me ko young pania also okọ young pania ni bia ko di vuo ho akora ne ko meeting o ka che the master say umame kasi ya be chuma me no enda ko prison without trial
and Nkrumah
that is how wicked Nkrumah was. Obika hwe Obika na Reverend Isoraba was saying something. I think of people are taking the terror of God for granted. Till Pastor Izud was saying that people are taking the terror and grace of God for granted. Or say, Nyankopon oye for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. San Nyankopon oye nema we nya no. San Nyamena so the pie from ema go for room. Nyankopon
but Kwame Nkrumah ye pagya now say
why make us say Nyankopon people think that Nyankopon or holy nyame a good nyame loving yes sir Nyankopon ya nyame onsanye wicked people don't know when you say that no money, the God who is love is also a wicked God. And then this one, yeah, engineer do Anglo Ashanti we preach in school, or university, or say balancing the love and the wickedness of God. I love that preaching. Or say Yankopon na or G Pankwa or you say Yankopon na so enema eja ebeto so dem gobura or no sheno. Or say Yankopon on the pie from my sons of Koro realm. So God is love, he can also be wicked. Kwame Nkrumah or Yadi Bre, but no Ibabuni. That one must be said. Ne Ononkasa Neba Seku Nkrumah, who was named after Sekuturi. Seku Nkrumah, or President Kwame Nkrumah Neba last week. Our African Prosperity Dialogue. No? When he was being interviewed, he said it. I was there. I had.
Papa wicked.
I said the Papa did so well, but he had a lot of issues. But I say, why are people vilifying Kutuka? I say his father turned the country into a one-party state. A lot of Ghanaians were not happy. So when Kutuka came through and organized the coup, people saw Kutuka as a hero, as a savior. And the Omar Kutuka as a savior, they were happy. So you cannot vilify Kutuka, say Kutuka a cool leader. No, that doesn't work matter at all. It has always been Kutuka International Airport. So the way you want Murtala Mohammed Airport. Then there was watching you and a day. And then the Ochi in a day.
But almost and Kapam fa or minor. So be a one attempt to coup.
Now coming come not to be coming over Ghana for ye. Coming come the Ghana seeking now Echo Guinea. Is a cigar back. All the monies that coming Kuma gave to Guinea is a cascaro. And Kuma did a lot of things. Papa kind of history of Ghana Papa. Never the Kuma. One of the letters JB Danka wrote in Kuma or stating the plight. Or say I just want to have access to this. Or say no. Kwame said no. We want you to die there. That's how wicked Nkrumah was. He was a good man, but he was also wicked. It is sometimes Gofono who say oh wicked no. Some Gofono they saw people like Kotukane Ankranum as saviors. They saw them as people who brought liberation to them. In the other now Obeka say Kotuka edi enye nidi emebrim pa. And the Kotuka mo yi dey few Kotuka ndi be kwai. Ye ndi Kotuka ndi be kwai. No, it is necessary. It's not necessary. That's one of the things that I bet you say buy with the son. It never be better.
MPP was
now as a Flagstaff house, how can you call a presidency Flagstaff house? I say the Flagstaff house. It's a military Flagstaff, a military term. How can you describe the government presidency of the president? President before be see and say me na be see no. Ebi am dia true who are you now see that no some mechino and go for this move obi onu see that no say me and then me see me say and that we didn't
fan to say
who are you now see that no o see that be e din when am fan to so what kind of nonsense is that? I mean so say move so Ghana has gotten to a state that will not allow these people to take advantage of us. Needless. At this time, the Yane Coco for Mesa or Musica 11,000 Moya first can come home. And yet, over
1,100.
And yet, 11,000. One can say, Tiasi. Now can say, Coco grab one Tiasi, can say, only 11,000. We'll read the power, we'll read so also not allow them to have their a free day. No, we'll be there to check them.
Right, I say yeah, see for like Ghana 40 and PP 40. Yeah, sorry.
As I'm back when they have me, and I'm can watch them so yeah. Say Deputy CEO Coco Board. Deputy CEO Coco Board. I friend Ato is a Harvard trained guy, very decent guy. I have known him for about 20 years.
Ato Watin.
Yeah, he's my brother. Me, I can vouch for that boy. Let me catch you. Harvard trained, a young guy who went to Harvard, a first class student in Harvard. He came straight. He's a young guy, or a African Development Bank. I mean, somebody who has played a very major role for African development. He has done a lot of measures and acquisition in Africa. Young guy, very intelligent, extremely knowledgeable. Young killing for shines. Somebody who is working for Ghana or work Ghana, na Ghana tumpong, na sa nipa we mo sorry tiano. In the name of say we must sorry tiano. No, I don't think it's right. Me, I know about his company.
Minority, no.
Because when I was in power, he was doing business in now about Ghana. No. He was doing business in the country already, and he told me then, "Emma, NDC for something about close, no resign here, or resign here if he company, and or changing, if anything, shareholding now on the coin. So he is not part of the business." He is not part of Atlas on count. You can check from saying registered general's department. He's not part. Okay. So if he's not part of that business, why can't the company do business with Cocoa Board?
There is nothing like conflict of
interest. No, there can't be any conflict of interest. And you've been one sorry self person Ohano. Okay. But people like this, me, I'm part of MPP, but I know him very well. I have a personal relationship with him. And that guy is a good guy. He's sharp. He has to be a sharper. He has done a lot of major works. If it is a continent of Africa. A young guy, let me say, wow. I mean, the background, excellent. Okay. And then why do people want to just bring a very important person about your Ghana in the future? The name to form because of your Kasaya. Okay. It is not necessary. We know and yes, a minority are to be Maccabi. Be a member of the minority, but I think it's wrong. We cannot put somebody like that or born a bra beside the life. Right.